Hundreds of No Kings protests are preparing to gather across the country this weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jesse Klinger. Republican lawmakers are speaking out against the protests as record numbers of people are expected. Our Cameron Lime spoke with both organizers and lawmakers today. Cam, what is this weekend going to look like?
Jesse, according to the No Kings website, over 2,000 protests are expected, some even happening in Europe. But Republican lawmakers say they're not concerned with the demonstrations. Republican lawmakers voicing their concerns, some claiming Democrats are keeping the government shut down for the protests.
The primary reasons, as my Democrat friends are looking forward to their No Kings rally this Saturday. Keeping the government closed so that you have better attendance at a rally?
Organizers say plans for these protests were released on September 9th and have nothing to do with the shutdown.
How would we possibly be at fault when the Republicans have all three branches of the government and the Supreme Court in their pocket?
Other Republican lawmakers voicing their concerns of potential violence.
Good morning, America. This is Stuart Ryan with the Ryan Report. And today I have to tell you that I've awoken this morning to a Guardian headline about our No Kings protest for Saturday that has made my blood boil over. The headline reads, U.S. cities to resist Trump crackdown on dissent with No Kings protests. Quote unquote, we will not be bullied. It is straight out of Hitler's strategic use of stormtroopers and Gestapo, focusing on an easy target, the communists, to invite and instigate chaos and destruction in the streets of Germany. Later, it would be the Jews. With Trump, the vehicle is ICE, a virtual private army, undisciplined, untrained, and a violent extrajudicial force using physical violence, who act as the vanguard of his Nazi movement. While in his maniacal and metaphorical pocket are the FBI, the border police, and other federal entities, without mentioning the absolute possibility that he will invoke the Insurrection Act at the slightest degree of violence, even where deliberately initiated by his own unlawful resources.
Saturday, there's going to be another big protest march in every state in America and in many cities around the world. We'll call it the No Kings Rally. The demonstrations will be peaceful, unless you're watching Fox News, in which case they will be violent, vicious Antifa riots led by savages who hate America.
I encourage you to watch. We call it the Hate America rally that'll happen Saturday. Let's see who shows up for that.
Their Hate America rally takes place on Saturday.
They're having this Hate America rally.
They have to wait till this Hate America rally is over.
Their I Hate America rally.
This is a We Hate America rally.
We Hate America rally.
Hate America rally.
The I Hate America and I Want to Be a Marxist rally.
We call it the Hate America rally because you'll see the hate for America.
Yeah, good one. So just to be clear, peacefully protesting a wannabe dictator means you hate America. Attacking the Capitol to overturn an election, patriotic walking tour.
We are trying to save democracy. We love this country. That's why we're fighting so hard to save it.
Preparations underway for the upcoming No Kings protests planned for this weekend.
People are sick and tired of this ridiculous authoritarian government, and it's no longer a slide into authoritarianism.
Republican lawmakers voicing their concern. Organizers say plans for these protests were released on September 9th and have nothing to do with the shutdown.
How would we possibly be at fault when the Republicans have all three branches of the government and the Supreme Court in their pocket?
Other Republican lawmakers voicing their concerns of potential violence.
All who are opposed to this narcissistic fucking emperor with no clothes on are lumped into a mythical group he calls, with his cohorts, Antifa, an enemy within, which he and his sycophants have labeled as subversive and as domestic terrorists that threaten his unlawful policies and proclamations and executive orders that sidestep normal political process. This freaking psycho is determined to eviscerate and utterly destroy democracy in America, guided by, and most probably ruled by, and informed by the Nazi Federalist Society and the goddamn Heritage Foundation, the treasonous Supreme Court majority, major billionaire sponsors, and gargantuan corporations concentrating absolute control over our people that leads us directly to George Orwell's 1984, as I've pointed out in other podcasts. There are few, if any, mechanisms at our disposal to challenge the ruthless and unremitting attack on the rule of law and the Constitution. There is no Congress available except to act as a rubber stamp to this madman's policies. There is no legitimate, independent Department of Justice or FBI or Supreme Court. There can be little doubt at this point that we are engaged in something much more than a hybrid civil war, in which we do not have the weapons to defeat this pure evil visit upon us and come to it a little short of a military stand down and refusal to follow the illegal orders of El Presidente can be of any assistance in this war. In the meantime, we have at the very least an option to conduct massive protests, such as the one planned for Saturday, and every patriot must turn out to give a voice to freedom, justice, the rule of law, the Constitution, and a return to sanity in the face of a mega freak president consumed by his newfound power to fulfill his most sick, egotistical needs by objectifying and hating we, the people.